Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do this natural cut crease. Sometimes I will do a cut crease for some of my makeup looks, and I know I haven't went into full detail on how to do that, so that is what I'm doing today. But before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and click the notification bell so you never miss out on new videos. So if you would like to see how to do this cut crease, just keep watching. Okay, so my base is already done since we are focusing on the eyes today. I haven't done anything to my eyes yet, so we're going to start off by priming them. So to prime your eyeshadow, you can use a eyeshadow primer or you can use a concealer. Today I am going to use a concealer to get a more full coverage base. I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm in the shade medium. So I'm just going to take some of this and put it on my eyelids. I'm not going to put too much. And then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend all of that out. You can use a brush if you want, or your fingers. But I'm just going to use my beauty sponge. So all we're doing is making a base for our eyeshadow. Okay, so once we've primed our eyes, we're going to set it. So I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder. And I'm using a translucent shade. You can use whatever shade you want. You can use a skin tone shade, a banana shade, whatever you want. You can even use a pressed powder that's your skin color. And I'm going to be taking this brush. It's the Morphe M441 brush. So I'm just going to take a little bit of product and I'm going to tap off the excess. And then I'm just going to lightly set my eyelids. So we're not going to go too overboard with it. We're just making a light layer, just enough to set that concealer we have under. Like I said, you can do whatever shade you want. It doesn't have to be translucent. Whatever you have will work. Okay, so now that we prepped our eyes, we're ready to put on our eyeshadow. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Morphe 9A Always Golden palette. So this is what it looks like. It's very neutral and brown. So I'm going to do a very natural look today. You can use any eyeshadow you want. It doesn't have to be brown, but if you want a brown, you can use anything you want, or even a bronzer. Okay, so you want to start off with the lightest shade and we want to build it up to get it darker. So our first shade is going to be our transition shade. You can use any color you want, like I said, but you do want to aim for a lighter color. This is just going to help us blend out all the other shades we put on top of it. So for my transition shade, I'm going to be going in with this middle one. It's a light brown. It's called Myself. And I'm going back in with my Morphe brush, and I'm just getting some of that on my brush. I'm tapping off the excess, and then I'm going to put it on in windshield wiper motions. So you can go back and forth like this, or you can just do tiny circles and blend it in. It's just whatever you prefer. And this shade might not always show up. Like for me, it's kind of like my skin tone, and that's okay because this is just our transition shade. And when you're doing this, you kind of want to just keep it up here with your windshield wiper motions, or if you're doing the circles, but you want to try not to get it around the lid. So you even want to bring it to your inner corner and to your outer corners, but try not to get on your lid too much. Okay, and like I said, we're going to build it up. So I'm going to go to my next shade. I'm going to use this shade right here. It's called Witness. And with this shade, you're going to want to do the same thing you did with the last shade, but you kind of want to be a little bit more careful. So you're just doing those windshield wiper motions or those circular motions. And with this color too, that we're bringing it in, and then also we're blending it out here as well. And you can go however light or dark you want. Like I might put on like 2 layers of this color before I move on to the next one. And you can do 1. It's just your preference, honestly. And I do like to bring mine down right here a little heavier than normal because I feel like it helps to contour my nose. But like I said, it's just something I like to do, so you don't have to do that part. Okay, and I do want a little bit more of a golden color, so I'm going to go in with the shade right here. It's called Aware. And I'm just taking the same brush and just putting that right on top. And that's just giving it more of like an orangey brown. And you don't have to do as many shades as I do. You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do more. You can do whatever you want with your eyeshadow. This part is totally up to you. Okay, and I think that's good for the main part of the eye. Now I'm going to work on the outer corner, and this part, again, is totally up to you. I want to make my outer corners a little bit darker. You don't have to do this step, but if you want to, I'm going to show you how to do that. You can use one of the darker shades that you already put on your eye, or you can go even darker. I'm going to go a little bit darker. I'm going to use this shade right here. It's called Bruise, and I'm just packing it on that inner corner. I'm not blending it yet. I'm just packing it on. And you want to pack until you get to the color that you want. So I think right there is okay. I don't think I want it too dark. So I think that's fine. So once you have the color you want, you can just kind of blend it in with everything else. So I'm gonna blend it up here a little bit, and then I'm gonna also blend it in to my eyelid. So I just made that part a little bit darker. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side. So we just wanna pack it on and then blend it out. Okay, so this is the eyeshadow by itself. I really like the color. Again, you can add up the color if you want more, or you don't have to do it this much. But now we're gonna move on to the part that you've been waiting for. We are going to cut our crease. So for this part, you do wanna take a concealer. I'm just gonna go back in with my Tarte Shape Tape. This is the one I like using to cut my crease because it is a little bit thicker and full coverage. And then you also want to take a flat brush. So this one is pretty small. This is the Morphe M421 brush. And you can use a bigger one if you want, but I like using a smaller one because it is easier to carve out my crease. So first we're going to take the concealer, and you don't want too much product on it, but you want just enough. And then you're just going to put the concealer at the base of your eye. So I feel like that should be good. And then what I like to do is to look up and then to look around. And then you can see where it hit up there, and that's where you want to make the crease. So I'm just taking my brush and I'm taking a little bit of concealer, and I'm going in and filling in that crease, and then just use the brush to kind of trace it and help you get that shape. And then you just want to fill all this in. And you can go as far as you want. I'm not gonna go all the way to the end of my eye. I'll do like 3/4 of the way. Okay, and after that, you're gonna take your brush and you're just gonna wipe off all of what you have. And then what I like to do is pat where the concealer meets your eyeshadow and just kind of blend it together. Okay, and that's it for concealer. The hard part is over. Now we're just gonna touch it up and make it blend a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take the same shade I have for my outer crease, which is Bruise, and I'm just going to touch up that darker shade that we had. And we do this so that way the eyeshadow can blend in a little bit better with the concealer. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with the shade that we just used, and I'm gonna take this small tapered brush, and I'm just going to get some of this, and I'm going to carve out the top of my crease with it again. So we're just gonna kind of trace where we have our concealer to kind of make it pop a little bit more. So I'm just bringing it from where it's already dark, and I'm just bringing it down and following that crease. So just like that. And you don't have to do this part, it is totally optional, but I've been liking how this looks, so I like to do it. Okay, so now what you want to do is pick an eyeshadow to put right on your lid. You don't have to do this step, you can leave your eyes with just the concealer showing, but I personally like to use an eyeshadow. I like to use shimmery eyeshadows most of the time, so I'm going to go back into the palette, and I'm going to take this shimmery shade called Surprise, and I'm going to take my flat brush, and I'm just gonna put some product on that. And you don't have to use this brush, you can use your finger. Your finger works really great when using shimmer shadows. However, for this cut crease, I want it to be a little bit more precise, so that's why I'm going in with my flat brush. So we have product on the brush, and now we just want to place it all over the lid. We also wanna start going along that cut crease that we made. So we're just packing all of that on. And then when you get to the part where your eyeshadow is, you kind of just wanna pat it, and we just wanna blend it in a little bit. You can take your finger and then blend it out a little bit. Okay, so once you're done with that, this is what it should look like. And that's pretty much it. You can even add some eyeliner if you want. Today, I'm not gonna add any eyeliner. So I'm just gonna put some eyelashes on and I will be right back. Okay guys, and this is the finished look. Hopefully by now you guys know a little bit about how to do a cut crease. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.